Hello, welcome to another Looney Tunes review video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to follow my journey to review all 1000 classic Looney Tunes shorts, and give this video a like as well. So this is a review for Buddy's Adventures, released in 1934. It's the 77th in the series, and it's directed by Ben Hardaway. There's no restoration yet of this short, which is one of the most bizarre shorts in the Buddy filmography, and that's saying a lot. Hopefully this will get a restoration at some point, particularly the audio, because there were a few bits that I couldn't quite hear. But the story's simple enough. I mean, I can't show you the full cartoon here as this is still under copyright, and I'm sure if you look hard enough you'll be able to find it on avenues other than YouTube. But Buddy and Cookie are in a balloon, and after a fierce storm they end up in Sourtown, where everything is sour. How about that? Very bizarre. So first up, you're going to see a re-edit of the original audio commentary I did before I had to take that down, and then you'll hear some new thoughts from me as I found a print that's a little bit better than before. It's still VHS, but at least it's a lot cleaner than before. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
And I like how this short, unlike some of the others I've seen, just gets right into it. They're just in a balloon. Don't know what they're doing there. They're just going off an adventure. Well, hence the name, Buddy's Adventures. And yeah, and they get stuck in this storm. And I like the cloud, those designs, how they're animated as well. Now I do want to know, how do they achieve this effect, this wobbly effect? They just put in front of the film in front of the camera and just distort it and then filmed off that? If you know, let me know. That's something I'm interested in knowing. And this led to, well, the adventure that I honestly didn't expect. We got shades of Temple of Doom there, where they just would land from a flying vehicle and somehow make it safe. And this bird kind of reminds me of the bird from Up for some reason. I don't know. And yeah, poor Laurel and Hardy. In ye stocks for laughing. Of shilling. I mean, wouldn't other people be there for laughing from watching Laurel and Hardy? Well, I don't know. And they're in the magical town of, what is it, Sour. Sourtown. No laughing, no singing, no dancing, and the funny one that got me was no jazz music. The Ye Pessimists Club. Gee, I want to know more about this town, how it was created, why is everything so sour and just miserable? And they sing a song called Life is Just a Bunch of Lemons. And, well, I guess it could. I kind of agree that it can feel like that at times. And uh-oh, here comes trouble. Buddy trying to cheer people up with music. This is really mean. And this is just funny. Just the police officer has to look in his hat what the laws are. And the arms opening the door, that's a pretty nice touch as well. Ye old spanking machine. I don't know, maybe it gave a few people some ideas that in the theatre watching this, a lot of the grown-ups. I love that dance cycle, just bobbing, learning how to dance again. Now this is just weird, he just pulls off his leg, turns it into a saxophone, and the other one's like, yeah, alright, I'm happy.
So those are my original thoughts. At the time, I actually had a very rough-looking print, and this time round, it's a VHS source print, and I've Frankensteined a few things together. But this has to be one of the strangest Buddy shorts ever, and that really is saying a lot. Because some of the other shorts that might look simple and tame, like, say, Buddy Circus, there's so many weird stuff that happens in it. And Ben Hardaway is certainly no stranger to doing really weird shorts. At least this one, unlike his previous efforts, is actually funny, and a lot of it is unintentional as well. But this one's definitely more entertaining, so it seems like he perhaps learned from what he did wrong last time, like Buddy of the Apes and all that stuff. So let's take another look at this short from the things that I missed the first time round. But before I do that, the very first shot, you see Buddy and Cookie in the balloon, and I like the fact that, yeah, you get right into the action straight away. But questions are raised because of how weird Buddy's filmography has been so far. Like, why are they in the balloon? Where are they going? Is that balloon even safe with all those patches? Are they escaping because all the people who went to his circus want their money back? I don't know. These things will never be answered. We just get straight to the action that, yep, they're going somewhere, and that's that. Now, the soundtrack, I really hope one day we can find something that's improved from this, because it sounds like Buddy is saying, look, Cookie, we'll soon be on Mars. Doesn't sound right. Maybe something else? I really don't know. And I listened to a few versions of this short, and sounds like that as well, so yeah, hopefully one day we'll see this one restored, because this one's actually quite safe for a Buddy short. There's no overt racism, and that's saying something, because this is a Ben Hardaway short after all. And I'm not sure what Cookie says here either. It's really muffled. But anyway, you get the idea of what's going on. But what I was able to hear was Buddy saying, must be something I ate. Not long after a lightning strike nearly kills them both. Sure, why not? So the next minute or so, we see some nice animation of clouds knocking the two over. It does take a little bit too long, I think, and Hardaway's timing has never been his strong suit at all. His strong suit seems to be just wild and wacky characters and settings just for the sake of it without any real rhyme and reason, like what Tex Avery did. But anyway, that's another topic entirely. We even see a rattlesnake cloud because sure, why not? Why not? I guess that's what the source of all lightning and thunder is, right? So they land, and I've already mentioned some of the points in the commentary, so they end up at the castle, which of course is sour as well, and we're at the Sour Kingdom. We're over a third through, and we finally get to the main story, such as it is. And then Buddy's like, alright, here we are, and he just acts so casual, like the two of them didn't just die not long ago, with all the lightning storms, and then landing on the mountain, and there's a vicious bird that looks like it's a prototype bird from the movie Up. Just nuts. Absolutely nuts. But anyway. Now, the sign says no jazz music, and that's an interesting one to note down, because it's referencing, well, two things, really. Jazz music was banned for a time in certain areas because it was seen as, well, colored music. But this is probably more referring to the fact that jazz was also used in speakeasies in the 20s and 30s, where people would freely drink alcohol, and later on, when Prohibition came around, they would continue to do so. And people would just have a good time. And even mobsters like Al Capone would even hire jazz musicians for such speakeasies. And I'm not going to go too much further history there, but it is fascinating, but that's why the jazz music reference is there. Buddy lets out a laugh. Yes, we know the rules are quite silly here, but I wonder if he goes to other places with rules that might seem a bit quaint to him and he just laughs like this. Who knows? Who knows? I love the design of those men at the Pessimist Club that I pointed out in the commentary, and they drink nothing but vinegar and sour lemon juice. What a life they lead. What a life. Now, they sing the song Life is a Bunch of Lemons, so the tune is March of the Spiders, so they sing their own variations of that, about how miserable life is and how sour everything is and so on. I guess if those men were around today, there'd be a lot of those trolls on the internet, but I digress. Then Buddy decides, hey, life isn't all bad, so I guess he's like a Mickey Mouse type character in this one, right? So he starts playing a song, and then we see a very early version of Karen, who really hates music. So much so, she has a large bird in a small cage that she shuts up, and she even hates sunflowers. So, yeah, it is what it is. Then we see the cop, and as I mentioned before, he has to look at the rules to know what laws are being broken, which I thought was a hilarious joke in this one. But I like his design. He's like an old-timey police officer with a tall hat, right? But it's all in metal, like a knight. So you got this mishmash of old-timey and really, really old-timey. And then we see the king, and he seems like he enjoys torturing himself. And I'm assuming this is unintentional, but it's like it's setting up a thing that happens at the very end. So we know what the king likes and the sort of stuff. Hey, no judgment. No judgment on the king with what he likes, but he seems like he enjoys torturing himself, so yeah. But I have to wonder what on earth happened to make this king so sour? Why all the rules? Why is everyone so sour? This cartoon is fascinating for the fact that he just does not give us any answers whatsoever. And I'm sure my editor's got theories, and his theories probably is just a cartoon, but anyway. But it's just fascinating for unintentional reasons, I guess. So Buddy's like, leave it to me. I'll solve this problem. And he starts playing the harmonica, which sounds nice. I like the sound that comes from the harmonica. Reminds me of the harmonica being played in the Three Stooges short, Disorder in the Court. I wonder if it's the same harmonica player. I don't know. But it sounds pretty good. But why aren't the guards stopping Buddy? That the king is being frightened by what Buddy's doing to him. They're just, standing there? Anyway, maybe the guards have had enough, I don't know. But we can come up with all sorts of theories in this one. And the plot actually thickens, so you have 5, count them, 5 former kings. They're all looking the same, and they're all sour. Now I really, really want to know the history of this place and how it all came to be. One at the end, from one of the few bits of audio I could hear, is, "Don't never do that." And that was a catchphrase from Joe Penner. And his voice and his mannerisms, a crazy voice, would be an inspiration for Egghead later on. And if you hear the term, "you want to buy a duck," that comes from Joe Penner as well. I'm sure the other characters, as the song's being played, I'm hearing some things being said, but I just can't make it out. And as such, I can't look it up. So hopefully one day we'll get a clearer audio file. So then the king is won over and he does some dances, some really nice animation there. Somehow, not long after, the whole kingdom knows it's okay to sing and dance. So will all those grumpy people now, they just change their tune because the king says so? Will they remain grumpy? These are questions that need answers, okay? We need a follow-up short to this. So there you go. Animators out there who have plenty of time on their hands, make a prequel to this short and explain the history of Sourtown. We really need that, I think. And we see the king is just nuts anyway. Great animation of him dancing once again. And then we get what I'm calling an unintentional payoff, because I don't think Hardaway would have planned this himself, where we see earlier on he was torturing himself with lemon juice, making it on his head, and we see the king's really into spanking. Hey, again, no judgments. As long as the king's happy, why not? Why not? Although you do have to wonder why that machine was even made in the first place. Would he have used it secretly? In any case. And then at the end, Buddy and Cookie are on the throne, so I guess Buddy's the new king now. And we just end there. Sure, why not? Again, this cartoon is so unintentionally funny. See, objectively, it's not a great short. The story's all over the place. The animation is fine for the time. The timing is all off. Objectively, this would be like a 6 out of 10, but I'm giving it higher, like 7.5 out of 10, because I was entertained through all the unintentional nonsense of this short. This would be one of the most bizarre Buddy shorts. Maybe even the most bizarre. I've yet to revisit them all, but maybe I'll do a ranking of them. I don't know. We'll see. But that'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care.